Hello humans, it's just Martine and welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. I haven't done a weekly reading vlog in a long time, but I did them when I was doing Buzzwordathon. I think that was in September. And this month is the first time since, I'm pretty sure, that I'm participating in a month-long readathon, so I'm going to do the same thing. And this week is especially exciting because it also involves another readathon. So basically this month I'm participating in the Breezy Hollow Readathon, which is hosted by my friend Ashley. I'll have her channel linked down below. It's Animal Crossing themed. I don't play Animal Crossing, but it seems fun anyway, so I'm doing it, you know? I've picked my 5 prompts. I'm doing, I think, the easy level, and I can talk those over with you later, but I haven't started any of my books for that yet because I've been waiting. Now it is the 1st of March, so satisfying that it started on Monday. Anyway, I'm getting off track. This week I also have the March round of Buzzwordathon. The buzzword for this month is time, so I'm reading The Timekeeper by Mitch Albom. I'm excited. I've read one of his books before and I enjoyed it, and I'm intrigued to see what this one is like. I have no idea what it's about. Literally zero idea. But I guess I'll find out because I'll be reading it this week. Additionally, in the months of March and April, I'm participating in a read-along of War and Peace. So I started that last night and I'm a couple of chapters in. It is such a long book, so just reading, honestly, quite a bit every day will keep me going with that. There are also other books not related to any of these readathons that you'll hear about because I started them last month and I'm just in the middle of them, so that's fun and going to confuse my brain. And then finally, in 2 weeks' time, my friend Bailey is having her first live show for the first month of her new book club called Shelf This. I'll leave the info down below. And this month we're reading In the Woods by Tana, I don't know. I read the prologue in the first chapter yesterday afternoon. It's intriguing so far. It's a murder mystery, but like a pretty chunky one for a murder mystery. So I'm excited to see where this goes. So over the next 2 weeks, I'll also be reading this. But it's Monday morning and I've got to get to class, so I'll update you when I actually read something. It is 8:10 p.m. I haven't been able to read. I listened to like 5 minutes of The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F earlier when I was working on editing one of my videos, but I really want/need to start my Buzzwordathon book. And then I want to read some War and Peace, and I'm gonna go to sleep. So I think I'm gonna read a few pages of this, finish getting ready for bed, then read War and Peace in bed with the lights off. That's the plan. It's 8:30 and I just quickly got to page 34 of The Timekeeper by Mitch Albom. This is very much a Mitch Albom book. Like if you've ever read one of his books, they all have a certain style to them. It's definitely his style. It's not bad or good, it's just his style, and it definitely reads like that. And all of his books also read really quickly. Most of his books are pretty short. It took less than half an hour to read 30 pages, which is awesome because I calculated it and I have to read about 32 pages each day to finish this in the 7 days of Buzzwordathon. So we are right on track. And so far, all I know is that basically in the beginning we saw this man and it was established that he was Father Time and he had been banished. And I believe now we've gone back in time to see the beginning of his story as a young boy first, and then a man named Dor, D-O-R. And then we're also following 2 other timelines. This is again part of Mitch Albom's style. The one is this teenager named Sarah who's getting ready to go on a date. The other is this middle-aged to older man named Victor who has cancer. This whole story is about people's relationship with time and how Dor started measuring time and all that stuff. And it's a fascinating premise so far, and I'm interested to see what happens with all the different plot lines and to see whether they come together or anything. So I'm excited for this. Now I'm going to get ready for bed and read War and Peace, so you probably won't hear from me until tomorrow, but hopefully I'll make some good progress. Happy Tuesday. It's 3:42 p.m. and I haven't done any reading today, so I didn't really have anything to update you on, but we're gonna sit down now and we're gonna give you some updates from last night. We're going to talk about the Breezy Hollow Readathon, and then I'm going to start my reading for the day. Okay, to start with, last night I said I'd update you tomorrow, so today, about where I was in War and Peace. I'm reading the free version that's on Apple Books. The actual page count of War and Peace is a little over 1,000 pages, but the Apple Book version counts by the number of phone pages. My phone screen is quite tiny, so it only holds a very limited number of words. So in the version I'm reading, by what it's counting as pages, which is just one screen length, about 5,600 pages. At first, it would seem impressive to say I read 100 pages last night, but it was 100 pages out of 5,600. So now I'm officially at the 200-page mark, which is about halfway through book 1. How many books are in War and Peace? About 16 books. So again, halfway through the first book is not much, but it's about where it should be, since in the first week we're reading the first 2 books. So that's good. And I'm enjoying it so far. I don't really know like where the plot is going to go. We have a long time to get to any plot. We're mainly just being introduced to a ton of characters I probably will not remember in the slightest. And they're getting up to shenanigans and saying things about other characters that I probably won't remember that they're saying about certain characters, which is great, because one of the problems with me reading long books is that I forget things pretty much as soon as I read them, because I read so fast and I read so many different books, which is good with fiction. Like, I'm just enjoying all the stories I can, and then if something really sticks with me, like, you know, it made an impact. But on the whole, I'm just kind of going, and information that my brain is like, this doesn't feel important to me, is just getting thrown out rapidly. We'll see what happens with that, but that's where I am. And so now I wanted to walk you through my Breezy Hollow Readathon TBR. I'm doing the easy version, which has 5 different prompts. The first prompt is name your island, and usually you'd use the first letter of your Animal Crossing island, but if you don't have an Animal Crossing island like me, then you just use the first letter of your first name. So I'm of course looking for a book that starts with the letter M. And of course I could change any of these, but as of right now, these are the books that I have lined up to read. For name your island prompt, I'm reading a book called Messages, and I'll try to include a screenshot here. Then for the prompt First Villager, I'm doing the prompt for Jack, read a book with a main character that loves sports and or is on a sports team, and I'm using that boy. For Second Villager, I'm going with Sisterly, read a book with a main character who has a younger sibling, and I'm doing 3 Dark Crowns. For Hemisphere, I'm doing Southern Hemisphere, read a book that's set in autumn. For that, I'll be reading The Bookshop on Autumn Lane, which is the only library book that I have here. The rest of them I have on ebook. I got the ebooks for free on my Kindle app, so I could read it, my Kindle or my phone, etc. And then finally, for fruit, I chose pears, read a book with a mostly green cover, and for this I chose Good Friends, and I already don't remember what the cover looks like, so the amount of green may vary, but I chose one with as much green as I could pick. That's my TBR for the readathon. I obviously won't be reading all of those this week, or really we'll see if I read any of them this week between Buzzwordathon and War and Peace. So all in due time, you'll just have to stay up to date all month by watching my reading vlogs to know what happens. So right now, I'm going to read like 30 pages of The Timekeeper, then hopefully I'll read some more later. I just got to page 66, and reading this book makes me want to take like a deep breath. Basically, I've gotten through the part now where the retelling of the Tower of Babel has happened, and it was so creative, and so we see how Father Time got into the position he's in. And the back mentions this mission, which I believe is where the 2 other characters come in, but we haven't been introduced to it yet. We're a ways into the book. The main plot hasn't picked up, which is fine, because like it's so interesting so far, and that's like all you can say reading a book like this is good stuff. Got a new friend. It's a cactus. I don't think you can see him well at all. I named him Freddy though. I just got back from class, and well, 2 of my classes. I still have another class, but I wanted to share Freddy with you, even though I don't have a reading update right now. Later, I'll fill you in on what I did last night for reading, and then we'll see what I do tonight. Exciting things. Let's see if I can show you better. This is Freddy. Freddy, say hello to your adoring fans. I think he's super cute. It's 5:03 and I'm finally back in my room. Not for long though, I'm going to dinner soon. I am going to have a few minutes to work on my Buzzwordathon read. But before I do that, I wanted to update you on the reading that I got done last night that you did not hear about. So I told you when I made progress in this, and I said that later I would read some War and Peace, and I'd update you on that. So I actually got reading done for 5 different books last night. The first one, I got to page 300 in my copy of War and Peace. So again, very much not the regular page 300 for War and Peace, but progress nevertheless. I also read, I think it's 2, maybe 3 stories in the anthology that I'm reading from NetGalley, and then I read a couple of chapters of this book called The Aura that I got for free and I'm reading on ebook, and it's actually like better than you'd think. I don't know. And then I made some progress that landed me at the 50% mark of The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. That's where I am. Before dinner, I'm hopefully going to get my Buzzwordathon reading done for the day. And then when I come back from dinner, I'll have a couple of things to do, including one meeting. But other than that, hopefully some reading will get done, and I'll actually update you as I go instead of being like, and I'll tell you what happens tomorrow. But that may be a distant dream yet. I'm not used to weekly vlogging. It's weird for me. Let me know what you want to see in weekly vlogs. Okay, yeah, let's get to reading. It's 8:30 p.m. I'm just now getting a chance to sit down and finish my War and Peace reading for the night. So the goal is to get to my page 400. Right now I'm at page 325. I read like 15 pages throughout the day when I had like a spare second or two. Like 75 pages to go. Let's do it. It's just now 9 o'clock and I just got to page 413. I'm getting so tired. And we just met Princess Mary and she seems like a very interesting character. So we shall see what happens next. I'm so tired I can barely even think. But the past few nights, I've woken up in the middle of the night, again, in a pattern that I think reflects the fact that I've probably been going to bed a little too early, and so not sleeping through the night well, or even close to it. But I'm stuck because now it's 9 o'clock, and my body has once again trained itself to be super tired. So I might try to read for a couple more minutes, but if not, I just read to page 137. The plot is picking up. The plot thickens. Sleepy time. It's Thursday at 1:44 p.m. and I just finished book 1 of War and Peace out of like 15 plus an epilogue or something like that. So I'm on my page 481, but it feels good to be halfway through my reading for this week because this week the read along is reading books 1 and 2. So 1 down, 1 to go. Because of the extra reading for this that I did last night, I only have about 80 pages left to go. And they're pretty short pages. Like they have tiny words, but there's often not many words on it. Example. So I would really love to finish this right now. It's about 2:30 and I'm going to read this until I start some productivity sprints with my friends and continue reading it then and hopefully finish it up soon so that I can finish my March Buzzwordathon. Woohoo! It's almost 3:30 p.m. I just finished The Timekeeper. 5 stars. I only rated The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom 4 out of 5 stars. I seriously don't remember any of it at this point. Like I read it so fast and it was good, but like it didn't change my life, which is why I got 4 stars. I'm like, oh, this one. Oh, out of the 2 Mitch Albom books I've read so far, this is easily the best. I don't know what to say about it. Like if you need a reminder about life, time, and productivity and what really matters, read this book. It's so good. And it's a really fast read. It's easy to get through. I got through it in 4 days. I recommend to you. And that's March Buzzwordathon. Done. Update. It's 4:30 p.m. I read a couple of stories in the anthology I'm reading and then 1 chapter of a sci-fi book that I'm reading for a different video. And now I figured since I finished my Buzzwordathon book, I should start one of my books for the Breezy Hollow Readathon. And specifically, I'm going to start the one that I have checked out from my library, which is it called like the bookshop on Autumn Lane? So I'm going to start that and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm 13% of the way into the bookshop on Autumn Lane, and I'm gonna fill you in on what it's about. So basically, it's about this girl whose great aunt leaves her bookshop, which is a total and complete mess, and she goes back there to sell the place, and it's a romance book, so I'm assuming we just met the love interest, considering the fact that she wanted to lick him. Hate that. Anyway, so there's this guy named Kit, and of course he's British because why wouldn't he be? Yeah, she's quirky and hates books like it's her job or something, and he loves books and he loves ornithology, and honestly, I think he's too good for her. I said it. We're 10% of the way into the book and I am not rooting for the main character. She's okay. I don't know what it is why I keep reading romance books, but like the main characters are like, that's where I am. Well, who would have thunk? It's the end of Thursday night, and I actually think I'm going to split this video into 2, a week and a weekend reading vlog. I don't know if this will continue all month, but as for this week, I have plenty of footage to make a whole video for just the week, the 4 days, Monday through Thursday. So we're gonna end this off here. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below. Are you participating in any readathons this March? Also, if you have any ideas for what you wanna see in future reading vlogs, please go ahead and tell me down below. And subscribe for more reading, writing, and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!